Hey guys, thanks for tuning into another episode of the Own Your Ship podcast. I'm your host, Mel Walker. So, if you did not already see the title of this video, we're going to be talking this week about the 5 signs that your commitment is destroying your relationship. I know you're probably thinking, but if I'm committed, how is that destroying the relationship? Make it make sense, Mel. All right, I'm gonna do that. We gonna talk. We gonna talk, okay? I think what I've noticed for the longest is that people have a different interpretation of what commitment means to them. And this is why it's so important when you're just starting out to really ask the tough questions. Because unfortunately, we become so invested, we get married, we have kids, and sometimes it's so difficult to walk away from all of that. It's not to say it can't be fixed, it can. It's just going to take a lot of work. So let us dive into commitment this week. Let's talk about what commitment looks like and let's dive into why it's destroying relationships. All right, let's dive in. So, the first point I want to share, and you guys know I got my tablet. So, you see me looking down just because I'm on my tablet. So, my first point, we're talking about you prioritize the relationship above your own needs and well being. Now, we kind of briefly talked about this in a previous episode where we talked about putting yourself first and sometimes being a little selfish for the sake of yourself, if that makes sense, for being a better version of you, being a better mom, a better wife, a better girlfriend, a better husband, a better boyfriend, a better friend. We talked about that a little bit. But what I've found is that when you put yourself on the back burner, eventually, when your needs are not being met, you'll start resenting your partner. And it's unfair to kind of hold them to a standard that they don't even understand or they don't know about. We're going to talk about expectations as we get along. But yeah, that's a big reason why commitment in your relationship is causing an issue. Another point is that you're consistently sacrificing your own interests and hobbies. It's the same thing about putting yourself to the back. Now, if before you got into this relationship, let's use an example. Let's say before you got into the relationship, you used to love painting. Once you got into this new relationship, you're not able to really spend much time painting anymore because you're trying to put their needs first. Eventually, you feel like there's a void. There's something missing because you have committed yourself to this relationship, committed yourself to this person, but your own needs are not being met. So we got to be careful with how we do that. We can't get lost in the sauce. We have to still be able to prioritize ourselves while still taking care of our responsibilities or making sure the needs of the other people around us are met. So, the other point, you're not able to have honest and open communication. If you're in a relationship where you feel like you cannot speak, you cannot express yourself without it turning into a pity party for your partner or feeling like you have to walk on eggshells or feeling just like you just cannot be your authentic self, this is an issue. You've now committed to the way this person treats you, the way this person talks to you, the way this person handles conflict and disagreements. That's not fair to you. I used to hear this saying when I was young, whatever you allow is what you'll continue to get. So if you continue to make your partner feel like it's okay to, for example, it's just an example, guys, to pout and frown and throw a tantrum whenever they don't get their way, they'll always do it. They will always do it. And eventually, it's going to get on your last nerve. You're going to want to kick, scream, and get up out of there. And we're not trying to go that route. We're not talking about breaking up relationships. We're not talking about divorce. We're not going down that avenue. Not yet. We'll talk about that in another episode. But the focus right now is how to balance commitment in your relationship. It's more so how to get you to a place where your needs are being met as well, because they're just as important. Growing up, there was the expectation around women to quote unquote be submissive and available for whenever their husband needed them without having any care directed towards the things that they wanted or the things they needed. And we're not going to endorse that in 2023. We're all about balance. Balance was the word for me for 2022. And let me tell you, I failed. I failed horribly, more so because I thought I could handle it all. And I was continuously putting stuff on my plate, and it was just a fail. It was a fail. So we're going to hit reset on balance, and balance is going to be one of my words for 2023, just because I believe we need balance in every aspect of our life, not just in relationships, but with how we eat, with how we sleep, with how we deal with friends. Please don't ever feel like you're not able to be honest and open about your feelings because it's going to hurt your partner's feelings. No, that's not fair to you. Find a healthy way to express yourself to your partner so you guys can rectify the problem and move on. So the next point, you're not able to spend time apart. You are individuals outside of your relationship. And even in the relationship, you're still individuals. Yeah, we hear when you get married, the two become one spiritually. But physically, y'all are still two people with different needs and wants and desires and ambitions and goals. It's not fair and it's not right for you guys to be up under each other 24/7. I mean, if y'all want to do that, cool. And I have my clingy moments. I have my moments where I just want to be around my husband 24/7 and he cannot stand it. He's just like, girl, get a life. But if you are not able to function and have a life and build a career and do the things you love and enjoy your hobbies and learn new things without it being an issue, there's a problem with the level of commitment in the relationship. So I want you to pay attention to that. Really look at your relationship and take a look and see if this is something you can live with or if this is something you can definitely live without. So the next point, you're not able to have healthy boundaries. Boundaries was also a word for me for 2022. And I think I did very well with that. If I could pat myself on the shoulder, thank you very much. I did very well with boundaries. I think it's something that I will continue to implement as time goes on. We definitely need boundaries in every aspect of our life, not just relationships. We need boundaries with family. We need boundaries with friends. Don't let nobody lie to you and tell you because they blood that they can do and say and do whatever they want to do. No, absolutely not. You know, I'm not here for that. I'm not an advocate for that. Boundaries are essential. It doesn't matter if y'all share the same blood, if y'all, whatever. Boundaries are necessary. Always. They're necessary with how much TV you watch for the week. It's necessary with how much you drink on a Friday. How much time will you devote to your friends when you have your partner at home? All of this is important. All of this is essential. And I believe that if we continue or we start implementing boundaries in our relationships, things will be a lot better for us. If you have to be consistently available for your partner and you can't say no to their requests, it's possible that the commitment is violating your boundaries. Okay? So, commitment, we have to focus on that for sure. If you're experiencing anything like this, it's important that you address this issue as soon as possible with your partner because, you know, you don't want to get to the place where you start resenting your partner for something they did or said or how they made you feel. We don't want that to happen. We want to have that healthy balance. That's the other B word, balance and boundaries, balance, boundaries, balance, boundaries. So we're going to work on that. It's also very important for you to seek help from maybe a therapist or a counselor if this has consistently been an issue in your relationship. So for those of you who don't know, I am a marriage and family therapist intern. So what that means is I'm en route to finishing my master's in marriage and family therapy. And eventually I'm going to be going on to working towards getting my license. Right now, I am under supervision. So I am working with clients. And if you're in the state of Virginia and you're interested in therapy services for this new year, I'm going to leave a link in the description so you can reach out to me and we can see if I could fit you in my schedule somewhere. In addition to that, while I was away last year, I wrote an ebook that I really want to share with you. I feel like it's a great tool to help couples work through these foundational issues that they may face from time to time. The name of the book is Love Under Construction When Resetting Your Relationship is Your Only Option. Now, this ebook covers a lot of the foundational issues that couples face. So communication, commitment, like we just talked about, character, your coins. We talk about all those things and so much more. This book is filled with journal prompts, things to make you look deep within yourself, to be a better version of yourself. Because you know, for me, no relationship can be great if your personal development is trash. It's just not going to work. The book also has activities for you to determine your commitment level and things like that. I even have a basic couples budget that you guys can start using to plan for this new year with how you're going to budget your finances and so forth. So this is a good ebook that I would love for you to check out. I'm going to leave the link for that in the description. And when you get it, I would love to hear from you. I want to hear how the book has been beneficial to you, how it has helped you, what you've implemented, and what you're still working on. I'd love to hear it. So go ahead, check that out. And while you're at it, check out some of these other videos. See you next week.